The Miami skyline has changed dramatically in 12 years, but not so the record of the Miami Dolphins. Perfection in pro football, still measured by the Dolphins of '72, the Dolphins of Greasy, Warfield, and Zonka, and Nick Bonaconte and the no-name defense, who swept through 17 straight opponents to the Super Bowl title, and guided by a man who reached the pinnacle of his profession at age 42, Don Shula. 12 years later, the link to '72 a bit grayer, but on the same track with destiny. Shula leads his unbeaten Dolphins of '84 against the Philadelphia Eagles today on CBS.
The Philadelphia Eagles against the Miami Dolphins.
Biggest crowd of the year for the Dolphins here in Miami. 70,000 on hand for this interconference game with the Philadelphia Eagles. Hi, everybody. I'm Frank Lieber. Not only have the Dolphins won 10 in a row this year, but they've now won 15 in a row over 2 seasons. They're just 2 wins shy of the all-time record of 17 set by the Chicago Bears 50 years ago. With me is Gene Fugett, and the whole NFL is talking about this Miami offense.
And that's right, Frank, and the reason why is because they're the #1 offense in the league, and they're a big play offense, and the only time they were tested was last week against the Jets, and they survived it.
Philadelphia may be in last place in the NFC East, but they're very much in that divisional race, just a game and a half out. They're doing it with more of a one-dimensional offense.
Yeah, they have to do it with the pass, and the reason is because they're last in running. So they think they're going to be passing short today because the Dolphins play such a deep zone. Defensively, the Eagles are designed to stop the type of pass that Miami likes to complete, and they're going to try to stop them with a big pass rush on Marino.
Gene, what about motivation in this game?
Well, Coach Don Shula said he was a little concerned because all you hear about are the Miami Dolphins. So the Eagles, he thinks, we should be hearing some more about. The Eagles know that in their division, the NFC East, everybody's talking about every other team but the Philadelphia Eagles, and a win today will change that.
Ready for the opening kickoff. The Eagles have won the toss of the coin and will receive an Uwe von Schamann. Will do the honors for the Philadelphia Eagles. Evan Cooper, number 21, Andre Waters, number 20, and Joe Hayes, number 80, in a 3D formation around the goal line. Awaiting the whistle here from the referee, Tom Dooley, and we'll be underway on a very warm, humid day. Temperature in the low 80s and humidity in about the same area. Von Schamann kicking it off and kicking it a couple of yards deep into the end zone where Andre Waters will fall on it and down it for the touchback. So the Eagles will bring it out to the 20-yard line, and they'll go offensively without Wilbert Montgomery. Had a hamstring problem last week, flared on him a little bit yesterday, and Mike Williams will start at that running back position, though Montgomery is expected to see some action in passing downs. The offensive line, and take a look at the center, Mark Denner. For several years, he was a starter for these Miami Dolphins, and he is really pumped up for this football game. Miami fans are ready into this one, chanting defense. 1st and 10. Eagles from the 20-yard line. Ron Jaworski, the man at the throttle. Well, we were told that Wilbert Montgomery wasn't going to start, and lo and behold, they slipped up a quick one, and Wilbert is in there and carried the ball on the first play from scrimmage. Dolphins defensive line. The Killer Bees are back. Batters, Baumhauer, and Bokamper just came back last week from an injury. Excellent set of linebackers. A.J. Due and Ernie Rome missed some action early this season, but they're back in top form. And the secondary led by the Bruce brothers, Glenn Blackwood and Lyle Blackwood. 2nd down, 5. Montgomery. 1st down and more as he gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Not playing like a man with a bad hamstring.
Well, he told me right before the game that it was a little tight and he didn't expect to start, so maybe he was surprised too that he was going in. Wilbert Montgomery, number 31, has been one of the top running backs in the NFC for some time, but he's been slowed up by some injuries. Here you have an off-tackle play where the Eagles say they have to be able to run today to be successful against the Dolphins. They want to keep the ball out of the Dolphins' hands.
An 11-yard pickup for Montgomery and the first down of the ball game for the Philadelphia Eagles, who are moving from their 36-yard line. Montgomery again, 40, 45, and out to the 46. He is close to another 1st down. Montgomery's role has changed a little bit this year with Philadelphia. He's become more of a pass receiver, but running today like the Montgomery of old.
That's right, and I think you can tell the whole Eagle team is really excited about a chance to knock off an undefeated Dolphin team. And they're going to come out and they're going to try to run the ball and control it and keep the Miami offense off the field.
You see his numbers, they're not as impressive as in years past. Not quite enough for the 1st down, It's 2nd and 1 for the Eagles at their 45-yard line. Hubie Oliver behind Jaworski, and then Montgomery in the I formation. Oliver, the fullback, will pick up the first as he takes it to the 48-yard line. The Philadelphia offense absolutely 28th and dead last in rushing. Now, you wouldn't believe it looking at him on this first series.
Well, one reason for that, Frank, is that in a lot of their games this season, they have gotten behind early. And when you get behind early, you have to throw the ball, and that really hurts your running statistics.
Their average around 75 yards rushing per game. There's the Swamp Fox, Marion Campbell looking on. 1st and 10, Eagles at their 48-yard line. They've already picked up almost 30 yards on the ground in this opening drive. Split backfield this time. Jaworski, first pass of the day, completes it to Woodruff. At the Miami Dolphin 30, there's a fumble on the play, but it was whistled dead. Eagles will retain possession. Langford on the hit, and Blackwood, 42, came up with the fumble, but it'll be Philadelphia's ball, first down.
Number 7, Ron Jaworski's coming back, and on most pass plays today, he's going to be looking for Mike Quick, but if he's double teamed, he's going to look for another receiver. Here, Tony Woodruff runs an excellent in pattern, but he has to put that ball away because the Dolphins will try to strip it.
22 yards picked up on the play. An Eagle first down with the nose of the ball just inside the Miami 30-yard line. Quick to the right side. Woodruff to the left. Montgomery, nice hole. Inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Wilbert has taken a beating in his 8 years in the National Football League, and he may not be the Montgomery he was a couple of years ago, but he is still one of the great givers in this game of professional football, and he'll give you everything that he has on every play.
And one thing that he gives him, Frank, is leadership, and I think that's maybe one reason why he started today.
He comes out, and Williams now comes in at the running back on 2nd down 4 for the Eagles at the Miami 23. Williams trying to bounce outside, takes it inside the 20, and if everything's in order, that should be another Philadelphia first down at about the 18. It is 1st and 10, Eagles. 3rd first down in this drive, and all of it but one play. The pass to Woodruff has been on the ground, which is the amazing thing about it.
Well, the Eagles are really surprising everybody, and I think the most surprised person now are the Miami Dolphin defense, because I know they came out thinking pass defense, and now they have to play that run a little tougher.
Well, talking to the Eagles yesterday, they were really pumped up over the thought of being the first team to beat Miami this year, and what a feather it would be in their cap, and what a credibility factor it would be for them. From the eye to the split backfield for Williams and Oliver behind Jaworski. Jaworski for Mike Quick. Touchdown! The official waited a moment to make sure that Quick was in bounds. Had both feet in at the back of the end zone. And the Eagles with an amazing drive as Quick beats Paul Langford, number 44, the defensive back. And the Eagles are on the scoreboard first. And this is something Miami isn't used to, being behind.
That's right. This is only the 3rd time all season, Frank.
Paul McFadden will try the extra point. Jaworski to hold. 10 minutes, 35 seconds left in the opening period. Take a look at the touchdown.
There's number 82, Mike Quick, one of the finest receivers in the league. I believe the play was an audible where Jaworski changed the play at the line. He has one-on-one coverage and an excellent throw. You can't throw it any better than that. Either Quick's going to catch it or it's going to go out of bounds.
If you've got what it takes and really care, there's a special kind of life you'll want to share. Serving your country is a special call. It's good for you. It's good for all. Not all who try fit the bill. It calls for brains. It calls for skill in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. High-tech and the services go hand in hand. It's a whole new world. You're in demand in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You'll move up. You'll feel proud. You'll stand out above the crowd in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. But most of all, you'll earn the respect of the people and country you're there to protect. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, it's a great place to start.
Hey, you know what my job is? Well, this is my office, a movie set. Yeah, I'm a stuntman, and I depend on my equipment.
That's why Terry Leonard likes a tough Ford Ranger like this one. With a V6 engine, no small V6, tops for power. Tough twin I-beam suspension, a strong ladder-type frame, tough double-box walls. and the widest cab in its class.
Terrific, Terry. It's easy for my Ford Ranger and me.
The best-built American trucks are built Ford Tough.
Frank Lieber with Gene Fugit at the Orange Bowl in Miami, where the Eagles may have stunned the Dolphins with their opening drive. They took that kickoff and moved smartly down the field 80 yards. The last 19 on the touchdown pass to Mike Quick. The deep man, Fulton Walker, as McFadden kicks off for Philadelphia. Walker at the 13, 15, 20, 25. Fumbles the ball. Dolphins recover at the 20-yard line. Tell you, if the Eagles would have come up with that one, things might really gotten interesting.
There's number 41, Fulton Walker, who a lot of people believe is just a step away from breaking a long one this season. He sets up his blocking by running up the middle and then cutting outside. There's the contain man, number 80, who gets blocked almost a clip. And now Fulton tries to turn it on. See, one-handed, when you switch hands like that, young runners, you have to put that ball away.
It was Rodell Thomas who made the fumble recovery for Miami. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins at their 20-yard line. And they open with the pitch wide to Tony Nathan. And Nathan is up to the 22 and will set the Miami offense for you. Just an outstanding group of performers. Duper and Clayton have certainly come on as premier receivers in the National Football League. And what else can you say about Dan Marino and the year he has had? The verge of breaking all kinds of records. Dwight Stevenson, an all-pro in that offensive line. He's the anchor there. That's what Marino did against the Jets, and he had an off day. Close to the first down as the Dolphins staying on the ground, and we've got a scrap going on. Didn't take long. Right in the middle of it was Mark Clayton, the flanker for the Dolphins, and Wes Hopkins, number 48, the safety for the Philadelphia Eagles. And we got a flag drop. Let's see if they're going to give it to one or the other, or it'll be unsportsmanlike on both sides.
You know, that Eagles secondary is really aggressive. And Wes Hopkins, who plays free safety back there, he's a guy that likes to hit.
Tom Dooley, the referee, with the call.
Continuing action, foul. Defense, offense, it is third down.
Many times the officials make that call, and it's a very unpopular one. They feel they don't see the whole thing. So rather than put the penalty on one side, they'll let it go both ways. Third down. Dolphins need one for the first down at their 29-yard line. They've got some injury problems in their backfield. Woody Bennett has a bad ankle. Nathan tripped up behind the line. Oh, are these Eagles fired up? That defense jumping all over the place. Byron Darby, number 94. Number 5 draft pick a year ago from Southern Cal, making the stop. And the Dolphins will be punting.
I wonder when the last time the Dolphins ran 3 plays in a row rather than throw a pass. That was a very interesting series. We'll have to watch that.
Reggie Roby. And he can kick them so high, it will almost bring rain. Evan Cooper. Number 21 is deep for the Philadelphia Eagles. Fine rookie return man. Eagles have 10 men up at the line of scrimmage. See if they come after Roby. They're coming. And got very close to blocking it. It will bounce out of bounds at the 36-yard line. In Philadelphia's end of the field, that's where the Eagles will take over on their second offensive possession. 39 on the kick. Look at the pressure here, Gene.
Yeah, the Eagles are really going after the Dolphins because they know as an underdog team they have to make their mark early in the game. The Dolphins, you know, I used to play with the Cowboys for 4 years, and as a Cowboy, we always hated to be favored because we knew it was going to be trouble.
I tell you, playing polo is a lot tougher than it looks.
Sure is.
And even though the horses do the running, you still can work up a thirst.
So after a chucker or two, we equestrians drink light beer from Miller.
Yeah, light tastes great, and it's got a third less calories than a regular beer.
And it's less filling.
And that's important, because tomorrow we're going to try our hand at water polo.
Yeah, I sure hope those horses can swim.
Me too.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less. us.
High atop Hawaii's Mauna Kea lies one of the world's premier spots for astronomical observation. And in Scotland, at the Royal Observatory, lies one of the world's premier centers for astronomical study. The problem is, they're 7,000 miles apart. The solution? A computer link, enabling the scientists in Scotland to control the telescope in Hawaii and retrieve the data in seconds.
G.
No, GTE.
Don Shula, who obviously doesn't like what he's seeing so far with his team dominated on the first two series. One offense and one defense. 1st and 10 Eagles at the 36-yard line. Eagles just a game and a half out of first place. Montgomery takes the handoff and drives forward to the 39-yard line. We were talking to Ron Jaworski yesterday, and he told us he recalls back in 1978 the first big victory the Eagles had in their turnaround under Dick Vermeil was against the Miami Dolphins. And you recall they played the Dolphins a Monday night game in 1981 and lost by 3 points, played them very tough. The man that's been through most of it, Jaworski. 2nd down, 7. Eagles at their 39-yard line. Single back set this time. Oliver, the fullback. Oliver has the first down as he gets across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Bob Brudzinski, number 59, on the stop. There are some holes showing up.
That's right. When you have a 3-4 defense, you try to stretch it wide and cut it back. And that's exactly what the Eagles have been doing. They've been running both right and left, so they're not favoring either side. But they feel like they want to get that offensive line off the ball to open up some holes, and the passing will come later.
Fine block that time by Ron Baker. These teams haven't played very often, as you can see. Just 4 meetings since the merger. 1st down, Eagles at their 47-yard line, leading 7-0. Wilbert Montgomery butting heads at the line of scrimmage, driving across the 50 and taking it down to the 48-yard line. A little wave action here in Miami. I don't know about you, but I am getting a little tired of the wave.
Well, I think that a lot of the fans, Frank, were inspired by an article that was in a Miami paper earlier in the week reminding them about the last time Ron Jaworski was here with the Eagles. And at that time, he had a lot of trouble with the crowd. In fact, he went up to the line about 5 times before he could get the snap off. It was so loud.
That was in that Monday night game I think we were talking about 3 years ago. 2nd down, 6. Eagles at the Dolphin 48. Nice hole up the middle, and this time it was Michael Haddix, number 26, the fullback, number 1 draft choice a year ago from Mississippi State, who burst through, and the Eagles have yet another 1st down at the 39-yard line of the Dolphins.
Yeah, Frank, you know, Haddix was drafted as a fullback, but he had to learn halfback when Montgomery got hurt, so he's been switching back and forth from positions, but Marion Campbell thinks he's going to be a great fullback in this league.
Eagles have out 1st down the Dolphins 7-0 here in the 1st quarter. 1st and 10 from the 40. Montgomery down to the 36-yard line. Pickup of 3, perhaps 4 yards in the play. Charles Bowser, number 56, and Ernie Roan, number 55, on the stop that time.
The Dolphins defensively gave the Eagles a different look that time. As opposed to 3-down linemen, they went into a 4-down set, hoping to throw off the blocking scheme of the Eagles. But can you believe this? The worst team rushing is running the ball like that today. I mean, the Eagles at the bottom, but they're really doing great now.
Miami normally doesn't give up a score early. They've had only 1 touchdown prior to this game scored on them in the 1st quarter. 2nd down, 7 from the 36-yard line. Haddix again breaks through, this time across the left side. Looked for his hole, found it, and moved down to the 31. He'll be 1.5 yards, maybe 2. Shy of the 1st down. 3rd down coming up. Bob Bumhauer, number 73, on the stop. And I imagine Mr. Shula's temperature is rising a bit right now, along with the temperature on the floor of the Orange Bowl.
That's right, because I think he's unhappy because there appears to be a little confusion in that Miami defense. And I can imagine, you know, coming out expecting to defend against a lot of passes. There's only been 1 thrown the whole game so far.
3rd down. Eagles need 2 for the 1st down at the 31. Haddix has the 1st. Driving through to the 26-yard line, and the Eagles' drive continues.
as Billy Kilmer used to say, now that's football. I mean, this is good old-fashioned football. Line up, blow them off, and run the ball over them. And when a team can do that offensively, usually they can later on do just about anything they want. So keep an eye as we get down closer to the 20 for that Mike Quick.
75 yards of that total offense total is on the ground, and that's what the Eagles have averaged for an entire football game rushing throughout 10 games this year. 4 minutes left in the opening period. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Again, more running room up the middle. This time, Hubie Oliver, the fullback, on the drive, and the 4-year man from Arizona takes it inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. You've got to give a lot of credit to this Philadelphia offensive line. They are blowing the Dolphins off the line of scrimmage right now.
Especially the center, Dennard used to play 5 years, like you said earlier, Frank, with the Dolphins, and he used to always go after Baumauer, the nose tackle for the Dolphins. And I think the Eagles believe he can handle him because they're going right up the middle.
2nd and 2 at the 19-yard line. One back set, and that's Oliver. They give it to Oliver, and Oliver across the 15, and well, enough for the first down. That's another first down for Philadelphia. That'll give them 9 first downs to none.
Let's take a look and see how this hold develops. Miami went into a 4-down lineman set with a middle linebacker. But wow, look at that blocking. Number 63, that's Dennard, and he's all over number 77. A.J. Duet.
1st and 10, Eagles at the 15-yard line. They've controlled the ball for all but 3 plays. A penalty marker. Trying to get outside that time for the Philadelphia Eagles, and not having much success is Michael Williams. And it looked like one of the backs moved, and now I don't see a marker. I think everybody in the stands saw it except the officials, but it looked certainly like one of the running backs moved prior to the snap.
It was very, very close. And there's a concerned Don Shula asking his coaches, what's the deal? What's happening?
2nd down 8. Eagles at the 13-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the opening period. Philadelphia leading 7-0. Jaworski, quick throw, Woodruff, touchdown.
And that's what I'm talking about when everything is working for you. The run was working. Quick had already caught a touchdown. He was double teamed. So Jaworski, old Jaws, knew what to do. He sprinted out to the left off of play action. And on a quick post, Tony Woodruff with single coverage is open. Here's the play action. He sets up Quick, the quick post, and you can't stop that play because the defensive back is behind you. A good cut and a good throw. And usually, if you don't mind taking that hit, you can get in there for the 6.
Penalty marker prior to the snap for extra point. Well, there was a lot of talk coming into this game about the possibility of it being a lopsided game, but I don't think they were looking at it this way.
That's for sure. You know, yesterday in the Miami Orange Bowl, they had another game that was kind of strange. You know, the University of Miami was playing Maryland.
62
And Miami had a 31-point lead, and Maryland came back to win it. So you never know what this stadium can produce.
And they were calling it the greatest comeback in the history of college football. So you look at the bare foot there of kicker Paul McFadden, who has been a true find for the Philadelphia Eagles. What a job he's done. 19 out of 22 field goals and 17 out of 17 extra points. They move it back 5 yards. Both he and Jaworski from Youngstown State. This one spirals through. Well, everything is going. That one actually was a spiral, but it went between the goalposts, and the Eagles lead the Dolphins 14-0 here in Miami. The second impressive drive by the Eagles here in the opening period. The first one 80, this one goes 63. And Jaworski now has 2 touchdown passes to his credit. One to Mike Quick and the other to Tony Woodruff. Fulton Walker, number 41, is deep for the Dolphins. They play a single deep back at the 5-yard line. McFadden kicking off. And this one out of bounds.
Kicker's out of bounds.
Will necessitate another kickoff. Big weekend of college football coming up on CBS. Michigan Wolverines will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes in game number 1. There's one of the great rivalries in college football. And then after that, it'll be the crosstown rivals USC and UCLA in Pac-10 action. That's next weekend here on CBS. A college football doubleheader. Ohio State with a win over Michigan could clinch the Rose Bowl berth, and USC is in as a result of its big upset over Washington. And the Eagles will have to do it from the 30-yard line now. And Walker will drop back to about the 10.
You know, the Eagles only give one shoe to their kicker. First it was Tony Franklin, now Paul McFadden. They don't let him kick with shoes on.
That is ironic, isn't it? Now this kid has turned into something special. What a job he did last week against Detroit. Walker at the 10, 20. Cuts back inside near the 30-yard line and stopped just short of that point. Good job coverage-wise by Andre Waters, number 20. Off the Eagles specialty unit, and Mike Reichenbach, number 55. Here comes the Dolphin offense, and the crowd is trying to get them pumped up.
I mean, it's almost like the 2 teams have changed shirts for this game. The Eagles are used to being down in the first quarter, and the Dolphins are used to being ahead. And now it's the other way around.
That's a very good analogy. 1st and 10, 2:20 left in the opening period. This is only the Dolphins' 4th play from scrimmage. Marino going upstairs, first pass of the day. It is dropped by the tight end, Dan Johnson. Ray Ellis back there defending. Let's set the Eagles for you defensively. They'll play that front 3, and they've got a ton of sacks between them this year. Ken Clark playing like a Pro Bowler at nose tackle. Marion Campbell says he hasn't seen a better nose tackle in the league this year. Veteran crew of linebackers. Jerry Robinson, a great athlete there. And those 2 safeties who will hit you. Ray Ellis and Wes Hopkins. 2nd and 10 from the 29. Marino out to Duper. Not much running room, but at least they got that first completion out of the way, and that kind of sometimes calms things down a little bit.
That's for sure. You know, getting back to that Eagle defense, we asked Marion Campbell, well, you need to get pressure on Marino. Will you be blitzing a lot? And he said, no, I have a lot of confidence in my front 3. And between them, they had each last week against the Lions, each of them had 10 tackles. That's 30 tackles just from 3 defensive linemen. So he has a lot of confidence in that front 3.
3rd and 2 for the record. That puts Duper over the 1,000 mark receiving for the 2nd straight year. He's the only receiver in Dolphin history who has gone over 1,000. Here's Marino on 3rd and 2. Nathan has the first down, 40, 45, and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And let the record show, with 1:59 left to play in the opening period, the Dolphins have recorded their first down.
That was a quick screen to the right. You'll see that on the left side of your picture, you'll see the lineman going out to lead for Tony Nathan. The Dolphins like to use Nathan as a receiver, and you should expect to see Joe Carter later today as a running back. But Tony's really exciting when he gets the ball, and that's the type of thing you have to do to get your offense going when you can't get the ball downfield.
So Miami with its first down of the ball game at its own 46-yard line. Dan Marino going long for Duper. Couldn't reach it at the 5-yard line. The fans wanted the pass interference call, but Elbert Fowles, number 29, did a pretty good job staying with it.
He sure did, but there was a little contact, but Fowles had his head back looking at the ball, and perhaps that's why it was no penalty, because there was certainly contact initiated by Fowles, defensive back for Philadelphia. So it was either the ball couldn't be caught or incidental contact going for the ball. But as a receiver, I used to always hate that because, you know, don't bump me. I want to catch the pass.
Obviously. 2nd and 10, Dolphins at their 46-yard line. Jim Jensen, number 11, the man in motion. Not much there at all. Joe Carter, number 23 on the carry, and Ray Ellis came up from the strong safety position to make the stop. Carter is an outstanding rookie that Don Shula is very high on. Prior to last week's game with the Jets, he had 105 yards, 92, and 93. And they didn't use him that much against New York. Let's bring you up to date on other scores around the National Football League. Richard Todd to Hobie Brenner puts New Orleans in the lead. Packers leading Minnesota. San Francisco 2 field goals on Cleveland. And Buffalo in front of New England. 3rd down and 11. Marino fires it downfield and has the first down at the 38-yard line. Little Nat Moore, number 89, the most experienced of the veteran receivers.
And there's Marino in the shotgun, and that's the guy he wants because they need a big play. And number 89, Nat Moore, has given the Dolphins so many big plays over the years. Nat is the direct descendant from Paul Warfield, the original great Dolphin receiver. And now Nat comes in primarily on passing situations because of Duper and Clayton starting ahead of him.
That's an 18-yard pickup and a Dolphin first down at the Eagle 37-yard line. In case you joined us late, Eagles lead it 14-0. 28 seconds left in the quarter. Marino going over the middle to Nathan. And he was sandwiched between a couple of linebackers. Jerry Robinson was back there, and so was Anthony Griggs.
You know, not many receivers like to go over the middle like that, especially when you're playing a secondary with Ellis and Hopkins. You know, we talked to Ray Ellis yesterday, and he says he dreams about hitting receivers when they come across the middle. And I never dreamed about getting hit, I can tell you that.
Yeah, those guys are a little unusual back there. Hopkins and Ellis, you've got two of the best hitters in pro football, and they love it. Ellis said he used to play wide receiver in college, but he wanted to be on defense in the pros. He was tired of being hit. 2nd and 10, Dolphins at the Eagle 37. Dan Marino looking for 6. He's so dropped at the goal line. Unbelievable. Mark Clayton, normally sure-handed, looked for all the world like he had his 11th touchdown reception of the year.
Well, Frank, this is when you begin to wonder whether all of the press attention that the Dolphins have been given is affecting their concentration. Here's Mark Clayton wide open down the sideline. He caught a touchdown against the Jets just like that last week, and you'll rarely see it go right through his hands. You know, there was so many press out at the Dolphins training camp all week. Marino, they want him 30, 35 times a week for interviews. It has to affect their concentration.
3rd down and 10 for the Dolphins at the Eagle 37-yard line. 18 seconds left in the quarter. From the shotgun, Marino in trouble and sacked. Back at the 50. Well, there is a rarity. It is only the 7th time this year that Dan Marino has been sacked. And it was Bigfoot, Dennis Harrison, number 68, leading the charge for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Marion Campbell has always been associated with great defensive ends, and Dennis Harrison is no exception. He's back to his all-pro form, number 68, coming from the left of your screen. And boy, he made a sandwich with Greg Brown. I'll meet you at the quarterback.
So out of field goal range now. Reggie Roby will do the punting, but won't get time to get it off because the gun has sounded ending. A very surprising first quarter here at the Orange Bowl with the Eagles leading the Dolphins 14-0.
Ever noticed how much Ford LTD owners like their cars? A survey shows no other American-built car in its class has more completely satisfied owners than Ford LTD. So if you want satisfaction, ask the people who bought LTDs. Or ask the man in California who has over 700. He's easy to find. Just look for his driveway. Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
This camping trip was a good idea.
Yeah, it sure is relaxing.
Peaceful. Groovy.
Groovy? Kind of dark, though. Man, I'm getting thirsty.
Yeah, let's have another light beer from Miller.
Lights, less filling. Taste great. Less filling. Taste great. Less filling.
What was that?
The creature.
What creature?
Well, legend has it that a horrible thing stalked these woods.
Oh, Mickey!
And it comes out when the moon is full.
What does this creature look like?
It walks on 2 legs, but it isn't human.
It's got big eyes that bulge out and...
It's the creature!
Hey, guys! Hey, guys, where you going? Hey, guys, where are the marshmallows?
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Come on, it's after us! Man, did you see that thing? Suck it blue.
Frank Lieber with Gene Fugit at the Orange Bowl as we start the second period. Fourth down situation. Evan Cooper is deep, and Reggie Roby standing back on his 35-yard line, awaiting the snap from Jeff Taves. The Eagles have completely outplayed the Dolphins. Great kick. Cooper signals for the fair catch and fields it at the 8-yard line, and Cooper was looking up above, shaking his head in admiration at the height of that punt by Roby. So not much in distance, 38, but he really hung it up there. Coming up, part 2 of the CBS doubleheader, depending on where you happen to be. Dallas, St. Louis. Those of you in Tallahassee and most of Pennsylvania will watch that one. Giants, Tampa Bay. Those of you in Rhode Island and western New York State will see that. And the Giants and the Rams. Our fans in the Orlando area will watch that game. Take a look at the NFC Eastern Division standings. Philadelphia dead last, but just a game and a half out of first. Let's see if the Eagles can keep it up here. 1st and 10 from their 10-yard line. They've been running the ball better than they have all year. Try to bang it up the middle again. Michael Williams on the carry that time. And you'd certainly think by now the Dolphins would have made some adjustments to that running game. They're almost 100 yards rushing are the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, most of those teams involved in that CBS doubleheader are involved in some way in those NFC Eastern Division standings that you're looking at right now. 4-way tie for first place. And a big one, of course, St. Louis and Dallas, 2 of the teams tie for first place. 2nd down 7 for the Eagles at their 12-yard line. Jaworski, good protection, has all day to throw it. Completes it to Woodruff, 25, 30, Woodruff, 40. We got a flag. Maybe a clipping call as he's run out of bounds at the 29-yard line of the Dolphins, but I think they're going to bring a big chunk of it back. They got a flag dropped at the point where Woodruff caught the football. Against the Eagles, so wipe out a big chunk of that game. There may be enough left for the first down, but that may be it.
Yeah, the flag was downfield, though. It wasn't thrown at the line of scrimmage, so I wonder how far they're going back.
Still more than enough for the first down. Illegal use of hands against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to spot it at the 26-yard line. So they'll move the chains, and the Eagles will at least get the first down out of it.
Number 83, Tony Woodruff, wide receiver for the Eagles, is filling in for the #1 draft choice, Kenny Jackson, who separated his shoulder a few weeks back, and they believe that with more confidence he'll get better and better every week.
How about the time now? Jaworski had to throw the football. It seems now the Dolphins may be so run conscious it may be hurting their pass rush. He had all day back there to pick out people. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Now that may be the first time this afternoon the Eagles have been stopped without a gain. Williams takes that one back to the line of scrimmage where Ernie Roan, number 55, stacks him up.
Well, this is a great challenge for the Dolphin defense because the Dolphin team has been carried by their offense all year. And maybe today, to get it going, they're going to need a big play from the defense.
That's a very good point. 2nd down. Just a little less than 10 needed for the first down. Philadelphia, which is average just 77 yards per game rushing, has already way over that in the first quarter. Jaworski on the long count play throws the sideline route. Intended for Mike Quick, number 82. Langford, number 44, back defending. Going to be 3rd and 10 for the Eagles.
There's number 73, Bob Baumauer, in front of Denard, the center. You can see that that's quite some action going in there. They're trying to put a pass rush on, and Denard's getting some help, and then he buries Baumauer in the ground.
2 old teammates working each other over. Denard, who was the starting center here for 3 years for the Dolphins before being traded to the Eagles.
Baumauer's not going to get any sacks like that on his knees.
3rd and 10. From the shotgun, And they're giving Jaworski the business with the noise. The decibel level is going up. Jaworski is sacked back at the 20-yard line. Beaucamper, number 58, the defensive right end, was the first to get to him, and the crowd loves it.
Well, this is Beaucamper's first game back as a starter. Here he's placing Charles, who got injured last week. He's 58, coming up the middle, and look at his strength. That's what he's known for. When he first came into the league, number 58, Kim Beaucamper, was a linebacker, and I had the pleasure of playing against him, and running into him was like running into a wall. He was so big and strong.
Eagles punting for the first time today, Michael Horan, the rookie from Long Beach State. And Fulton Walker is in the center of a 3-deep receiving formation. High kick, near sideline. It'll be Kozlowski who drops the ball, picks it up, and immediately is taken down at the 33-yard line, which is where the Dolphins will put it in play with 12:34 left to play in the first half.
Oh, what Sylvania light bulbs go through before they come to use. As many as 38 tests in all. So that when you do this, your Sylvania light bulb will do this for an average of 1,000 hours. And isn't that the best test of all?
You can't be calculating without a calculating mind.
Now what? I don't know, but they're doing it fast.
Canon's 350 makes 30 copies a minute.
They're doing it in color. The connivers.
Canon's 350 can zoom to precise image sizes and remember.
There was a late marker on that penalty, and they're making the Eagles do it again for illegal receiver downfield. Horan is standing back at his 2-yard line. So they wipe out the punt, and this time he gets a better kickoff. Fulton Walker back at his 28, 30, up to the 35-yard line, and to the 39. So the Dolphins wind up gaining approximately 6 yards of field position. The original punt, the returner Kozlowski was dropped at the 33. This time the return takes it to the 38. So it'll be 1st and 10 Miami. 12 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half, with a surprising scoreboard right now. The Philadelphia Eagles 14 and the Miami Dolphins nothing.
When an offense is going as good as the Dolphins offense has been going this season, you kind of get unconscious. I mean, you're on automatic pilot and everything works. You just go out there and it goes great. But now they're a little thinking about it. They're wondering, gee whiz, why did Clayton drop the ball? How come we're not completing our passes downfield?
That punt by Horan was 55 yards. 1st and 10 from the 38. Marino back on the firing line over the middle to Hardy, the tight end, who will carry it to the 46-yard line, just short of the yardage needed for the first down.
The Eagle defense is going to be testing the patience of Dan Marino. Although earlier in the game we saw Clayton get deep, we won't see that probably too many times today because the Eagle defensive backs play quite a bit off of the wide receivers. So they're going to test Marino's patience by forcing him to hit his short receivers. Tight ends over the middle, backs coming out of the backfield.
Marino generally regarded as having the quickest release in pro football, only in his second year. Shula said he would compare him maybe to Namath and to Dan Fouts. Flags all over the place as Joe Carter on the carry tries the left side and is stacked up at the line of scrimmage by Jerry Robinson, number 56.
Yeah, Dan said he's a little psyched up today because his father had a week off, and normally they're back in Pittsburgh watching the game via satellite that he bought for him. But today they came down to watch the game, and he says he has a special incentive.
Offside, 71, defense, first down.
The offside penalty on Ken Clark, the nose tackle. Marion Campbell doing a little pacing in front of the Eagles sideline. Now he sends in the defensive signals himself. He handles that part of the game. That was his specialty, of course, under Dick Vermeil.
But getting back to that penalty, how can a nose tackle get off sides?
Not easy. 1st and 10 Dolphins at the 49 of Philadelphia. Not much of a hole, but the Eagles, or rather the Dolphins, Woody Bennett manages to make a 3 or 4 yard gain out of it. Bennett was a questionable starter this week with a bad ankle.
Very high in his favor.
That's the time remaining in the first half here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Eagles 2 touchdown passes by Ron Jaworski. One to Quick, one to Woodruff. And they lead it 14-0, trying to end Miami's unbeaten string this year. On 2nd and 6, Marino downfield for Duper. That's a first down at the 28-yard line. Super Duper is what they're chanting here at the Orange Bowl.
Number 85, Mark Duper, lined up on the right side on this pass. You can't see him in the picture now. And he's setting them up for the deep plays. He's going very deep and then stopping and coming back to catch the ball. And he said he hopes later that he can use that move to get deep.
What a bargain he was for a third-round draft choice. 18-yard pickup on that play. And the Dolphins have reached the Eagle 27-yard line. Campbell told us yesterday he doesn't expect to shut him out. Marino had to hurry that throw. This time Clayton hangs onto the football and goes out of bounds at the 8. First down, Miami. Great example of that quick release and great arm velocity of Marino.
That's also a great example of the kind of confidence that Marino has in Clayton, because he went right back to a receiver who just dropped a big one. It's the same pattern Duper just ran. Drive him up and then come back to the ball. It was played perfectly defensively, but he still couldn't get his hand on the ball because the receiver is running away from the defender coming back to the ball.
Herman Edwards, the defensive back for the Eagles, had great coverage. But Marino got it in there anyway, and it's 1st and goal Miami from the 8-yard line. Handoff right side, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line goes Woody Bennett. Bennett in his 6th year. Fine inside runner.
When the Dolphins get down close, if they run the ball, they like to give it to the fullback, either Woody Bennett or number 46, who just came into the game, Pete Johnson. Pete, you may remember from the Bengals, he was about 275. He's lost over 25 pounds, and today he said he's 249.
That is unbelievable. He lost 25 pounds in a month. From the 3, Marino to throw it. He's got Bennett down to the 1-yard line. Ray Ellis, the strong safety, came out to pick up Woody Bennett and save the touchdown. 3rd down, they need a little more than a yard for the touchdown, and Marino looking over to the bench to get the call. Shula says he will let Dan call some of his own plays, but primarily on long yardage situation. You can bet Shula sent this one in. Pete Johnson in that backfield along with Tony Nathan behind Marino. They give it to Johnson. He tries to pull it across. Let's see if he made it. No indication yet. It will set up a 4th down inside the 1.
They're going for it. Now Shula's looking around for his personnel. There's Woody Bennett he's sending into the game. He gave him the play. And I would have to think it's going to be a pass because you have more options on a pass.
Could be the biggest play of the ball game right here. If the Eagles hold them here, they may never stop Philadelphia. The rest of the afternoon, they'll be so pumped up.
There's no question it's a big play. But I would think that Marino will try to use some play action and roll out where he have an option to either run it in or pass it to one of his receivers.
4th and goal from the 6-inch line. They go with Pete Johnson. No indication. No indication. It looks like the Eagles have held. 1st down, Philadelphia.
Well, like I said, they were supposed to throw it on that one. I mean, Pete didn't make it last time. I guess Shula really has confidence in him.
You normally don't stop Johnson this close to the goal line.
Well, give credit to that Eagle defensive line. Look at that surge. They're getting 2 yards into the backfield, and Johnson has a long way to go. Number 55, Mike Reichenbach, came over the top, and Johnson did not get in, and it's going to be a big play in this game.
Timeout here in Miami.
Do you know me? It's frightening how many novels of suspense I've written. But still, when I'm not recognized, it just kills me. So instead of saying I wrote Carrie, I carry the American Express card. Without it, isn't life a little scary?
To apply for the card, look for an application and take one.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Norelco says they challenge every shaving instrument ever made. The rotary shaver from Ronson challenges Norelco for as much as $20 less. Remington's president was so excited that he bought the company. Now you can get excited. The microfoil shaver from Ronson for as much as $20 less. Introducing the Ronson shaving system with quality and performance and a money-back guarantee to prove it. The Ronson shaving system. Why get scalped when all you really want is a close shave?
Well, give this Eagle defense all the credit in the world for a great goal line stand. It was Mike Rockenbach, the rookie from East Stroudsburg, who came up with the big hit on Pete Johnson. And now the Eagles will start from their own 1-yard line.
Now the Dolphins have a chance to do something defensively to maybe help get this game turned around.
Jaworski to Woodruff, and he drops the football. That would have gotten him some much-needed breathing space.
And that's a good call, too, because he ran a quick post pattern. He's wide open, but he did not watch the ball all the way into his hands. You see his head turns before he caught it. And that's what happens when you're worried about getting hit.
He's had some problems hanging on to the football in the past. Mike Quick to the left side, Woodruff to the right. 2nd and 10 from the 1-yard line. Jaworski going with the straight handoff to Hubie Oliver, the fullback. Takes it out to the 6-yard line. A.J. Douay, number 77.
Offensively, you always hate to have your back on that goalpost because you know just one mistake could be crucial. At the 50-yard line, if you jump offside or you get caught in the backfield, it's not such a big deal. But down here, you're talking 2 points. So I was really impressed with Jaworski's confidence to throw on that first down, and then Hubie Oliver coming up the middle on the 2nd down to give him a little more room.
Dolphins go with a couple of extra defensive backs. 3rd down. The Eagles need 4 for the first down. At the 7-yard line, and Jaworski lines him up in the shotgun. He's standing back at the 1. Passing from out of the end zone on 3rd and 4. And that will be good enough for the first down as he completes it to Michael Haddix. Out beyond the 10-yard line. They say he went out of bounds at the 14.
And Jaworski's trying to be cool, but he loves it. I could tell yesterday when we talked to him that he was going to be ready today. Here, it takes a lot of confidence to pass from the shotgun in that end zone, but he calmly goes back and spots Haddix on the sideline for a good first down pickup. And there's Quick helping out with a little block, number 82 there.
One thing Ron told us yesterday, we always have good games against the Dolphins, so don't be surprised. And they're having a good one here, leading 14-0 with a first down at their own 15-yard line. We are midway in the 2nd period, just over 7 minutes. Montgomery, 15, out to the 20-yard line.
But the most amazing thing is not that they're doing it, but how they're doing it. Look at that Wilbert Montgomery. He told me just 5 minutes before the game, he said, Gene, my hamstring hurts. But it doesn't look like it hurts on this play. Look at that block by Oliver on Bowser, 34 and 56. And whoo, that was a pulling guard, number 63.
Ron Baker.
That's right. And I love to get behind those guards when they pull.
2nd down. There's Montgomery's numbers so far through a quarter and a half. Eagles need 4 for the first down at their 21-yard line. They've completely dominated play here in the first half. Montgomery trying the right side, fighting for every inch. And will be close for the first down at the 25-yard line. Time ticking away here in the first half.
And there's no question in my mind that the Dolphin defense is confused. Look at Dewey. He's thinking it might be a pass. Then he sees the run action. There's number 77 coming up, filling the hole. But Montgomery bounces outside, and he's not a factor in that play. A.J. was out for a part of the season with shoulder surgery, and he says he's feeling great, and he's feeling better every week.
And quite a few members of the Dolphin defense who haven't been part of the action so far. The way Eagles are moving this football. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Hubie Oliver gets a couple right up the middle. Probably known more for his blocking ability than his ball-carrying ability. Other scores. Kansas City, a field goal ahead of Houston. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati have swapped field goals there in the 2nd period. Look at this one. Looks like a baseball score. Jets have got a safety there. Buffalo and England and New England tied at 7. And New Orleans in the 2nd quarter. 10-7. Gerald Riggs has just scored for the Falcons on a short run. But our score is the big surprise. 14-0. Eagles lead it on 2nd and 7. Montgomery caught from behind, but drives forward to the 33. He'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down. Got a couple of more scores to pass along to you. The Redskins, 2 quick touchdowns on the Lions in their game in Washington. The Packers lead Minnesota 10-0 in the second period. And the 49ers, a touchdown and a pair of field goals ahead of Cleveland. Third down, again a big play in this drive. It is 3rd and 4 for the Eagles at their 32.
The Eagles are playing just old-fashioned football, and it's going to be up to the Dolphins to stop them.
They split Melvin Hoover wide to the left side. 3 wide receivers in there. Jaworski from the shotgun. Rushes on, gets it away, can't complete it to Tony Woodruff at the 40-yard line. So the Dolphin defenders have held, and the Eagles will be forced to punt. Glenn Blackwood, one half of the Bruce brothers, number 47, back there on pass coverage. Glenn and his brother Lyle went to different schools, Texas and TCU. And those 2 schools happen to play next week with the Cotton Bowl berth at stake.
Oh, boy.
So they got a little something going.
That's right. But the Eagles have to feel real good because they started with their backs on the goalpost, and now they're going to kick the ball out, and the defense should be in a pretty good position.
Horan, who authored a 55-yarder on his first effort, ready to do the honors, and Fulton Walker is deep. Bobbles it. Got the kick away nevertheless, and it takes an Eagle bounce. Kozlowski picks it up at the 40-yard line and is down at the 41. So a big break there as Horan bobbled the low snap after a long delay.
You know, most punters are very good athletes. They have to be able to catch very well, although he didn't do it that time. But he has to be able to pick it up, and look at this athletic ability. He gets it up and gets it off, and that really could have been a big play the other way. But Horan has to watch that ball all the way into his hands.
Sure can't blame it on a low snap there. It was there and perfect. Timeout.
In my baseball career, I was traded 9 times. But wherever I went, one thing...
There's more for your life at Sears. It's the perfect weather for getting into sweaters.
For only 3 days.
Then it goes away. 25 to 50% off every sweater.
All men's and women's sweaters.
Only Saturday.
Sunday.
Monday. Then it goes away. 3 days only.
25 to 50% off every sweater.
Saturday.
Sunday.
Monday.
Only for 3 days.
Then it goes away. Hurry in for sweaters.
Don't let them get away.
There's more for your life. Saturday.
Sunday.
And Monday.
At Sears.